As a matter of fact, it rhymes so well. A leader has to be a reader. A leader has to be a reader. That's so true. As a leader, you have to be able to read the room. As a leader, you have to be able to read the circumstances around you. As a leader, you have to be able to read the environment around you. Because if you can read the environment around you, how can you possibly be able to lead us to a different place? And this is very key. And when I say read, I simply mean the following. A leader has to be someone who is able now to be which stands for what? To simply do review. You have to review all the data that the environment is actually feeding you. Number one. Number two, you have to be able to edit. As you review the data, all the data you're going to receive, all the stimuli you're going to receive, not all of them are going to be important. Some of them need to be actually be edited, not just from the environment, but also for yourself, because the stimuli is going to come and say, yeah, this is what is happening. You have to be able to review that. You have to be able to edit that. I gave you the example yesterday of this woman in Nairobi, Kenya in 2013, September 21st, 2013, at the Westgate Mall, when the 4 gunmen walked into the Westgate Mall and started, first of all, they threw grenades to actually confuse people and create a sense of pandemonium, so that people will be running out for the exit, because that's exactly where they were. So they threw grenades. So as people hear the grenade, say something is happening within the mall, so they need to get, so within, they need to go without. So as you're trying to go out, they are posting out at the gates, waiting for you to come and to shoot basically anyone trying to leave. So there was this cooking competition taking place at the mall, and as people started hearing the noise, the group of people that were there, they simply said, it's time for us to leave. But as they started leaving, there was one woman in particular. She simply says, no. As we're all running towards the parking lot, and something just happened to me, and intuitively I simply was able to edit myself. So again, she reviewed the data. Yes, something is happening, and now she goes to E for edit. She simply had to edit herself. She simply says, no, everybody's running towards this thing called the parking lot. Something is telling me that, yes, I need to go, I need to be counterintuitive. I need to be able to be a leader. I need to edit myself. She started walking backwards. As she's walking backwards, she says, I'm going to go back to the kitchen where this cooking competition was taking place, because I noticed that there was a large island. It was actually made of steel. It's gonna be strong enough to protect me against any bullets. So I'm gonna go and hide behind it. And guess what? Because she was able to read the stimuli, she was able to read the environment. As she was running towards the parking lot, she was now able to edit herself and started running backwards. And now she's running backwards, and she goes back into the kitchen and hides behind this island made of steel. She was able to survive. 4 days later, they were able to find her, and she survived. Of the people that were attending this cooking competition, she was one of the few, if not the only one, who had survived. Because why? She was able to edit herself. That was number 2. Number 3, a leader is someone supposed to be able to read, but as they read, you have to go to the third letter of the word read, which is simply A. You have to be able to advance. So your advancement sometimes may look completely backward. In order for you to advance, sometimes you need just to go in a different direction. Yeah, because leadership is not always walking in the same direction as everybody else. Because if that's the case, then that will be completely crazy. Oh my goodness. Because if you do everything like everybody else, that's not advancement. That's simply, that being led by the mob. And we know that the truth is not always the mob. We know that because when you listen to the life of this young man by the name of DaVinci, born in 1452, you're gonna come to realize one thing. As a matter of fact, in order for you to be part of the for the advancement of the group, you have to walk backwards, and that's how you advance. Because this young man, he came and he saw, and he started realizing that the people that were advancing in one particular direction were backwards. So he had to actually go in different direction, and that was advancing. Because he said to himself, I see that down the road, these people that we call men are going to be able to fly in the air. So he started discussing that briefly with the people around him, and they thought he was crazy. Did they say, this young man has been smoking something that we don't know about? So we're going to distance ourselves from these young men because we are progressing in the right direction. Number one. Number two, we are university graduates. These young men never even made it past high school. These young men never made it to university. So how could he possibly say something that we can say? Number two. Number three, this young man doesn't even speak the official language of the time, which was Latin. He barely speaks some dialect, but he doesn't speak the official language that's spoken in the salons of Rome. He doesn't speak the official language that's spoken amongst the intellectuals. So how could possibly this peasant, born to a peasant, maybe his father is a notary, but how could this peasant be able to see what we can see, which is basically fly in the air? This man here has nonsense, so we're going to ignore him. DaVinci says, as a matter of fact, that is true. If you believe that what I'm saying is actually nonsense, you are the problem. I am not the problem, so I'm going to advance. Advancement came in a form of actually walking in a different direction. So in order for him to advance and to lay the foundations for the progress that was going to become our portion down the road 500 years later, he had to advance but in a different direction. So again, R for review, E for edit, A for advance, last but not least, D for what? To dodge. Because as he's advancing in different direction, this young man also realized one key thing. He realized that yes, because I live in the society of people that seem to be backward, if I decide to expose everything I'm actually seeing, I'm going to be seen as a very dangerous person, and eventually this may lead to me being arrested and something crazy happen to me. So I need to document everything I'm seeing, but I need to document in a very secretive way. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start writing now, because it was left-handed. I'm going to start writing down in my journal in the way that's going to be hard for anybody to just read and understand what I'm saying. So instead of writing like a normal person from left to right, I'll be writing from right to left, and also make my handwriting so hard to decipher so that I can actually hide on the note them actually putting down, which simply was a way for him to simply dodge the attacks, to dodge all the bullets, to dodge all the grenades, to dodge all the rocks that people could be potentially throwing at him if they realized he was seeing something they were not seeing, and he was seeing something that was contrary to all the values and the beliefs of the time. So again, REAT. And why this is so important? Because, for example, when you look at and I'm gonna just stop right there. When you look at the life of this young man, born on March 21st, 1960, in Brazil, by the name of Ayrton Senna, the reason why this young man was able to make history, because of all the people driving the go-kart around Brazil, around Argentina at the time, around under the countries, neighboring countries close to Brazil. He was the only one who was able to simply say, oh my goodness, I'm looking around the room. So in other words, I'm reviewing the room, I'm assessing the room, I'm editing myself, because I realized one key thing: in order for me to make it to the highest level, I can't stay here. I need to move towards a different continent. So everyone was actually doing very well around Brazil. As a matter of fact, he was not always the best driver. Some other people are driving even much better than him, because he was not always winning all the races. But at one point he said to himself, in order for me to take myself to the next level, I cannot stay here. I need to go to a different place. So basically, he was able to review the situation, to review all the stimuli, and to edit himself, to simply say to himself, we are doing good here. As a matter of fact, we're not struggling. My family is doing very well financially. We own a very good business. We are prospering. We are somebody within the society in Brazil. So I don't need to go to Europe for bread or for milk. No. Because within Brazil, I have more than enough as far as a young man could ask for sustenance. So I don't need to go to Europe for anything. But I realized one key thing. As far as this thing is concerned, if I want to be able to make it to the next level, I need to edit myself out of this society and go to a different society. That's what he did, which was at the time a very bold move, because within a couple of years after of being in Europe, his family called him on the phone to simply say, "Young man Ayrton, we appreciate the fact that you are so ambitious. We sent you to university and you dropped out within a couple of years. So we understand that you are very driven, no pun intended, and you want to make it to the top. But we realize after a couple of years in Europe, nothing is really happening, nothing substantial is happening to you. Could you possibly consider coming back to Brazil? Because if you come back to Brazil, at least we're going to give you an easy route to making it to the top of this company that we own. We're going to give you some shortcut to consider enough to make it to the top. You're gonna go and take some courses, and we're going to give you a chance to be the leader within this company. But what will it take is for you to consider coming back to Brazil." The young man said to the dad, "Yeah, Mr. Da Silva, I respectfully hear you, and with all due respect, I'm going to simply ask to sleep on it, and when I wake up in the morning, I'll let you know what I intend to do." So he goes to sleep, and he wakes up, and he calls Brazil in the morning, simply says, "Mr. Da Silva, Daddy, I love you very much. I see how much you have so much love for me, and I see how much you want for me to make it in life, and you want to give me a chance to run your company. But as for me, I was able to review all the stimuli, and I'm now able to also edit myself. As far as this company is concerned, as far as your company is concerned, as far as this thing called your business is concerned, is what's going to happen, Daddy. I cannot accept this offer. I'm going to have to walk away. I need to stay in Europe for a couple more years to prove myself, because if I edit myself out of this society in Brazil, I can prove myself here." Daddy says, "This is going to be painful, but if that's what you want to do, yeah, we're going to simply give you a chance to actually do what you want to do. You're going to stay in Europe." So the young man stays in Europe, and within a few months, he realizes that, yes, even as far as Europe is concerned, I need to now start editing myself. I'm not going to edit myself. I'm simply going to look at what is happening around me. I can see that in this society, in order for you to make it, because that was back in early 1980s, Europe was not as progressive as it is becoming now. You have to sound like Europeans. I may look like European because of my DNA. My hair is soft like this European, and my skin is also fair like them. So I look like them when it comes to a visual look, a visual examination. But as soon as I open my mouth, they can tell that I sound different. That's number two. And number three, when they ask me for my name, when I give my name, they know that I'm not from around here, because I say Ayrton Da Silva. They say Da Silva, that's not European, that's Brazilian. They say, so I'm easily perceived as someone who doesn't belong here. So I need to start doing things like them. So I'm going to ask permission to change my name. So he calls back his daddy, says, "Daddy, something needs to happen as well." And Daddy said, "But what is happening now?" "Daddy, I'm going to stay here. And Daddy, I'm going to have to also edit myself in this society." Then he said, "But what is happening? Are you going to change something? Are you going to change the color of your skin? Are you going to change how you look? What exactly do you want to do?" He said, "No, Daddy, I'm going to change something really drastic, something really big, which is your last name, your name." Then he said, "But how could you, and why would you want to change your name?" He said, "Daddy, within the society, I was able to edit myself, to realize, to review the situation, and to edit myself to say, in order for me to make it, I need to change my name to a name that sounds more European." And I realized one key thing. Mom's last name is Senna, and Senna sounds European because there are many Sennas I see within Europe. So if you can give me a chance to now start calling myself Ayrton Senna, so as opposed to Ayrton Da Silva, I'm going to have a chance to make it within this society. Daddy pondered the situation. Daddy was not very amused, because he says, "You are a boy. You are my boy. You are the next generation as far as my family is concerned. Within our family, we want to have boys, so that the boys can go on to carry our names to the end of the earth. But as far as you are concerned, you are now trying to stop that. Wherever you are now, you are telling me that you're simply going to drop my name and go by a different name. So, but what's going to happen to my legacy? So you are basically going to shoot down my legacy. The young man says, yeah, daddy, that's what needs to happen, because otherwise I'm not going to make it. So daddy simply, it's okay. If that's the case, yeah, let it be. I've already lost a son that was supposed to take over the business, and I'm going to lose also someone who's going to be able to carry my name into the future. It's okay, you can change the name. So it goes now by the name of Ayrton Senna, and that's how slowly but surely he was able now to start making it to the top and make a place for himself as far as Europe is concerned.